Hey y'all, it's your captain for all things creative coming at you with the Real Housewives of Dubai Season 2, Episode 2 review. If you're new to this channel, welcome. Please like and subscribe. But if you are returning, thank you so much for rocking with us. Also but also know that we get into a lot of things. And this episode is one of them. So, episode 2 starts with Talene having a scene with her husband and kids before Sara and Brooks come over to talk mess about the other women, basically. Sara doubles down on how Ayan used to be a victim as a child, but as an adult, she's not a victim. And she needs to stop using what she went through as an excuse to be mean to people. She claims that, Ayan is no longer a victim anymore, and these kinds of statements make me convinced that I'm on Ayan's side in terms of this Sara and Chanel beef, because for someone who spent so much time devoted to healing and calling herself helping everybody else heal, Sarah's explanation of how she feels about Ayan and her trauma shows that she doesn't really know how trauma and defense mechanisms work. When people have been through trauma the way Ayan has with her father physically abusing her and her female relatives forcing her to get circumcised and betraying her in that big way, those kinds of major ordeals you can't really compartmentalize, especially when they happen so young. So her reactions present day are still filtered by her past, and how she reacts is always going to be informed by those traumatic events. So Sara just needs to apologize and work on herself for sure, because she don't have the range to help other people the way she thinks she does. Meanwhile, Lisa, Stansbury, and Ayan are also meeting and talking about how Sarah's interview affected Ayan, before we see Ayan in a tearjerker confessional talking about how when she was arguing with Sara, it took her back to when her dad used to basically beat her and she was scared, and how she, wished he would admit that he was wrong. And in the argument, she said she was also wishing that Sara would see how much she hurt her and was wrong by calling her a victim like that. And then you see them, keeping cutting back and forth between the two different groups of ladies. And where Brooks is, she is just instigating and being so messy. And I really do believe that Brooks got a drinking problem, because she's really not processing things correctly. She's misreporting things. I feel like it's going beyond misremembering. I think because she's drunk and she's like an angry and negative drunk, she's filtering, what people say and do in that negative, drunk, angry way. And even though Stansbury has diffused the situation with Talene at Lisa's brunch last episode, here you have Brooks trying to put another battery in Talene's back to stay mad at Stansbury, by saying, you're my friend. I'm defending you from her. And I'm very disappointed in Brooks this season. And for someone who owns a salon, she should focus on her business and just use the salon more for herself to calm down. Now, cutting back to Ayan and Lisa and Stansbury. Stansbury maintains that she didn't run down on Talene the way Brooks insinuated, and Lisa concurs that Brooks always twists things and causes trouble. In fact, Lisa says she's got PTSD from it in her confessional. And then all the ladies in that clique, Lisa, Ayan, and Stansbury's clique, they all say that they like Brooks, but her character is questionable concerning her tailbearing and instigating. So they think Talene needs to tread lightly, and I would have to agree with them. Next, you see Ayan in her business bag with some of her Somali models and her partner slash hubby, Chris. And Ayan's basically zoning out as they crunch numbers before she admits to him that she's not really paying attention to all them numbers and business things like that, since she's still bugging over Sarah's interview and how it hurt her. Next, you see Lisa and her family. And Lisa and her husband are talking about Lisa's mom, who you see in the picture there. And they're getting her to visit for now, but in the long run, they want to convince her to move to Dubai. And her husband says he's even down to getting Lisa's mom her own apartment in Dubai, since both Lisa and her husband agree that they be hunching too loud to let the mama live with them. And I love that for them since they're a really cute couple. And apparently, the grandma's really good with the kids. She always brings them gifts and she'll be playing FIFA with them. So it'll be a win for everybody. Next, you see Ayan and Sara trying to meet up again, trying to reconcile things since the meetup at Lisa's brunch went left very quickly. And then Ayan reads her the letter that she wrote that was heartfelt, basically explaining her feelings and showing that she wants to move forward. And then Sara also, apologizes and shows that she wants to also move forward by bringing a little gift for Ayan of a pocket-sized angel. And she says she wants Ayan to look at anytime she feels like her strength is being sapped or she feels like anybody's questioning that she's a great person, basically. And then they kiss and make up. And then Ayan says that Brooks is not a problem in the group. And Sara defends Brooke, but Ayan tells her to get rid of the benefit of the doubt since Brooks has a pattern of stirring up trouble. Next, you see Talene and Brooks down to the salon doing their nails with Talene's daughter. And Talene invites Brooks to an event that's going to be at her house or with her people. And she warns Brooks that everyone is invited, including Stansbury. So Brooks is not happy about that, but Talene insists on moving forward and getting to know people for herself. While Brooks says that she's slower to move on and she can't even stand Stansbury's smile with her, veneers and them Exes style lip fillers, but I don't think Brooke should be talking about anybody's looks because her wigs was a little stiff this episode, especially them baby hairs. Next, you see Talene and her husband setting up for the party, and of course, she has secured lots of liquor since she and Brooks aren't beating these alcoholic allegations to me, but apparently, she's saying now Dubai lets people with licenses order liquor online now. So she got rid of the kids for the night. And she got all the liquor that she and her friends, and especially Brooks, is going to drink. And Lisa is not there at the party because I believe, since her mom is there, they're spending quality time. So you see a scene of Lisa and her children having balloons and signs for the mom/grandma at the airport, and it was sweet to see how excited the kids are. And then you see Stansbury and her man getting ready for Talene's party and waiting through all the stuff that they need to move into the house when it's complete. And then they have a little disagreement about Stansbury going to the States without him, right, to do a college trip with her daughter and her ex, who's her daughter's father. But Stansbury reassures Sergio that she won't get back together with her child's father, and even if they do, she will let him live with them, and they laugh and joke about it. But Stansbury seems a little too cold-blooded for this young man. I don't know how long it's gonna last. Maybe opposites attract, but whatever. They're together. So Talene's party is the final scene, and we see Talene's parents first, and then all the ladies arriving one by one. And Ayan looks like if Barney was a supermodel in an all-purple ensemble. And then Sarah's wearing a little purple in her dress, but she has a shirt dress with purple and white patterns. And Stansbury has on a cute Chanel dress. And I thought Stansbury looked the best, but she did have these kind of circular welts on her back, which looked painful because she said she was doing cupping before. And then you see Brooks with a boring black outfit with a tiara, and she's wasted this party and basically running from Stansbury. Talene tries to introduce Sara to an eligible bachelor at the party, but Sara rejects the setup. And then when the drinks get to her head too much, Brooks calls Stansbury over for a shot before Sara tries to broker peace between them. They eventually end up sitting down with Talene to clear up the drama, with Brooks instigating, that misunderstanding beforehand about, Talene falling down her coochie showing. Also, I forgot to mention that when Ayan showed up, she gave Talene a little gift like she always does. But it seemed like it was some kind of recycled Christmas gift. So she apologizes about that. But Talene's like, no worries. I'm probably going to re-gift that thing myself. But Talene is chill. That's the vibe she's had this whole party. But again, Brooks is drunk and on 100, trying to, keep up the mess between Stansbury and Talene. So even though she had been running away from Stansbury all throughout the party, since I think subconsciously, she knows she's wrong, she, approached Stansbury once the liquor got to her. And when they were outside talking, she asked for backup from Talene again because on her own, if she really thought about it and got together with herself and had a come to Jesus moment, she would know that she's tripping because she's taking these drunk phone calls out of context. She's not thinking clearly, probably because she's not of a sober mind. And so it's just a mess. And Stansbury's man, Sergio, sees Brooks just being a mess, and he really cares about Stansbury. You could tell she's uncomfortable, so he kind of rallies Ayan and Sara to go in and, help Stansbury out since he don't like how drunk Brooks is talking to Stansbury. And then all the girls are trying to defuse the situation, but again, Brooks is too drunk and belligerent to converse properly. So Stansbury says it's like talking to a wall. She's not doing this. So she leaves, and Talene holds Brooke back as she curses at Stansbury's back. And the episode basically ends there, and I really think that Brooks needs help since it seems like she's using alcohol to cope with all the stresses that came with like opening her business and being a single mom. I don't know if the baby daddy is trying to get back into her life or not because her ex is helping her around the shop, like they showed last episode, like fixing the toilets and whatnot. But she's shouldering a lot of the responsibilities alone and raising her kid. And she even talked about this time where I guess her child's father took her son to get a haircut, and then it was not a trusted barber, and like the curl pattern was never the same after that. So it does seem like even when she gets help, she's micromanaging, and that's something that is a sign of, alcoholism, like when you're very controlling like that, or dry alcohol tend to be really controlling. So maybe that's when she wasn't drinking as much, but now the drinking is really taking over. So again, she needs help, and alcohol is poison. I don't care what, the propaganda says on TV. Yes, drinking can be a fun time in moderation, or like if you're toasting at weddings and stuff, but I'm sober myself, and I've seen the damage that unchecked substance use, can do in lots of different places in different ways. So like, I think it's important for people to get help, especially when you see, your relationships falling apart, even if you feel like you need alcohol, to be more, yourself in party environments, or if you need it to cope with stress, or you feel like you can't get through the week or the day without it, signs you need help. And Brooks is showing all the signs she needs help. And I know I said Talene was looking like she was right up there with Brooks, how she was falling down and her coochie was showing. But Talene actually does seem, in this episode, to be more in control of her drinking. And she was trying to, corral Brooks and calm her down as she's moving on. So actually, I don't think Talene is as much of a lush as Brooks. And I really hope that Brooks gets more help. She claims that she did one healing session with Sara, but it's like the blind leading the blind. Sara needs help herself. She needs to stop going around Sarah's, con men, shamans, or whatever. And she needs to go to an AA meeting or something. What do you think about the episode? Please put your thoughts in the comments. And it's weird that they moved Dubai because it used to be Sunday, right? And I was looking for it, and I couldn't find it when I was, trying to review it. After I did the Real Housewives of New Jersey. But then when I looked online, it seems like they moved it to Tuesday. So the earliest you'll get to Dubai reviews, if things really work out with, putting my toddler to bed and all that stuff, would be like late night, Tuesday night. But most likely it'll be Wednesdays that the reviews will come out. So yeah, new time, new cast, new drama. But we'll continue reviewing Dubai. So again, put your thoughts in the comments. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, you're the master of your fate and the captain of your soul.